Well, everybody, it's been a while since I've done a video on YouTube. Been focusing more on my Twitch channel, and I'm just kind of burnt out on doing video editing. But I was tagged recently by my good friend Tony Brasel. He did a video about the top 5 most expensive NES games in his collection, and he tagged me specifically because I have some Famicom games that are also unique and somewhat pricey. So what I'm going to do is give you my top 5 most expensive NES games as of today, which is November 12th, 2018. These prices, while I've been doing this research, have gone up and down a little bit. So as of November 12th, 2018, I'm going to try to have the most current prices that I can. And then I'm going to show you my Famicom collection, the most expensive games that I have in my Famicom collection. And then I'm going to also compare why I get Famicom cartridges as opposed to games that were released also in North America, you know, kind of the same game but released in both regions, and I'll show you why. Okay, so to start off with, and this one kind of surprised me a little bit because I always thought this one wasn't really all that expensive when you consider some of the other games that I have in my NES collection. But this one is currently my most expensive game, and that's Lolo 3 on the NES. It goes for, let's see, I've got it written down here, $44.97. This is the only Lolo game I have. I don't have 1 or 2, which are significantly cheaper. But at the time, I got this for a pretty good price. I don't remember it being super expensive, so I snagged it. It seems like at the time, 1 and 2 may have been a little more expensive, but like I said, prices fluctuate quite a bit. This is now the most expensive game I have in my NES collection. Second most expensive game that I have in my collection is Shatterhand. This should come as no surprise. Shatterhand is kind of one of those games that's talked about, but nobody seems to maybe know what it is. I know I hadn't heard about this until well into adulthood. It's currently listing at $41.74, I think. So this is by far my second most expensive NES game. I have yet to beat this one, but it's a hell of a lot of fun. So if you can find it, yeah, it's a little pricier, but it's definitely worth a playthrough. Third most expensive NES game that I have in my collection, Journey to Silius. Again, here's another game that I didn't know existed until well into adulthood, which is a shame because this game is a hell of a lot of fun. It's currently listing as $23.38 on price charting for a loose copy. Those are the most expensive games that are kind of a little more obscure. The rest of the games that I have can really be picked up for under 20 bucks. So the last 2 that I have are actually not that rare. They're not really all that exciting, but when I looked at my entire list of games, these were the next 2 highest priced games on the list. Castlevania, which comes in at a whopping $19.99. Yeah, the rest of my collection is less than 20 bucks. Amazing. And my 5th and final game is Mega Man 2. It lists for $18.08 right now. And it's the only Mega Man game that I have in my NES collection. So, there's probably more expensive ones out there, but this is the only one that I actually have. Okay, now we're going to move on to the Famicom games. The reason I buy Famicom games is because they're usually a lot cheaper. Well, sometimes a lot cheaper, but they're usually somewhat cheaper than what you can get in North America. So here are the 5 games I own on the Famicom system that are my most expensive, again, according to price charting as of today, which is November 12th, 2018. Castlevania 3. This actually I think is more expensive in the US than this one's actually worth. This one is currently running at on the Famicom $62.70. The United States version is like 26 bucks. And I think at the time I got this, I think I got it from the guy for, I want to say it was 25 or maybe 35 bucks. I don't know. I picked this up like 2 or 3 years ago, so I don't remember the exact price on it, but I know I was nowhere near $62. So that price has definitely gone up, and that's why I own this. The next game that I have, Bucky O'Hare. Now, the NES version of this game is pretty expensive. It goes for around $92 currently. The Famicom version is selling on average for 55 bucks. I can't remember what I paid for it, but it was somewhere around 45 or 50 bucks with shipping. So I may have paid a little more than what it's worth, but again, those prices fluctuate, and when I saw it for, I think it was right around 50 bucks. And I think it was trending at the time just a little higher than that, so I found it for a few bucks under what it was trending for, so I snagged it. Even at that price, it's still better than the $92 price tag that comes on the US version. The third game I have is Final Mission. Now, this game was released in the United States under the title SCAT, which stands for, let's see, Special Cybernetic Attack Team. It currently retails, the US version of SCAT goes for $97.32. This is the exact same game, except for in Japan they called it Final Mission. And it sells for $44.49. I'm going to look up the price really quick on eBay because I bought this one not too long ago. I'm going to tell you exactly what I paid for it. Okay, so I looked it up. I paid 50 bucks with shipping for this game. It's a little bit more pricey than what it's currently listing at, or what it's trending at, but that still beats the $97 price tag for the US equivalent. So that's why I buy these games. Okay, you thought those other two were bad? This right here is Mighty Final Fight. The US price for Mighty Final Fight, $191. This retails, the Famicom version, average price charting, $34.44. And guess what? It's the same damn game. Yeah, some of the menus and some of the dialogue are in Japanese, but it's a beat 'em up. You really don't need to know, what's going on. You just beat people up. That's it. Hell of a price. This game was never released in the United States, but it is my 5th most expensive Famicom title, and that's Layla. Most people have probably never heard of this. It's a fun little action platformer game. I streamed it recently on my Twitch channel and had a hell of a lot of fun with it. It currently goes for $33.37. I think I may have paid, let me look it up, I've got it right here, $39. We'll round up and say 40 bucks. So I may have overpaid for it a little bit, but again, these prices do tend to fluctuate. So if this is a game you're interested in, keep an eye on it. If the price drops and you feel like you can purchase it for a comfortable or reasonable price, go ahead and do it. Now it's time for my honorable mention. This is a game that splits it right down the middle. This is about a 50-50 difference. It's called Shadow of the Ninja in the United States, and you pay 40, we'll round it up to say 43 bucks. I think price charting may have actually changed since I wrote that down. Nah, okay, 44 bucks. Yeah, $43.95. We're going to round up and say $44. The Japanese version, which is known as Cage, or I think it's pronounced Kage, sells for about half that price. It's 25 bucks. So it's not quite 50%, but it's close enough. And with fluctuations, if you keep your eye out for this one, you can find it for, I would say, between $40 and $45. Alright, so there you go. There's my 5 most expensive games on the NES/Famicom systems. And there is kind of a brief discussion about why I sometimes will venture down the road, wait those few extra days to have things shipped from Japan when I can get them for quite a bit cheaper than what the US counterparts go for. So, there you go. That's all I got. Have a good day.